Good day, everyone, and welcome to the weekly dose by Yitini Akonde. I am the director of the Interesting Fashion Academy, and this week I will be talking on staff retention and management. Yes, I've heard lots of people talk about, oh, Yitini, how do I manage my tailors? How do I manage my staff and all that? Well, this video is going to tell you everything you need to know about staff management and retention. So I made a post on a video from Netflix. There was this fashion designer lady, and then she got to work, and the next thing she saw was that all our tailors, all our staff lined up and told her they were done with the work, that they weren't working no more. Oh my goodness. She was dumbfounded. She couldn't do anything but just sit back and started crying. And when I saw that video, that part, I just knew that this was me about 8 years ago. Yes, 8 years ago, while I was still running the fashion business. I am still running the fashion business. I can remember back then, it was on April 1. And in Nigeria, April 1 is tagged to be April Fool's Day. That is when you fool your loved ones. You just play a prank on them. And then once it's 12 noon, you then tell them, oh, it's a lie, it's a prank and all that. So I waited. I thought it was just a prank being played on me. And the next minute, I didn't see anybody. And I waited till like 12 noon, like, okay, you guys are trying to play a prank on me, right? I didn't call any one of them. And then by 12 noon, nobody showed up. I mean, some of them didn't show up. 5 of them planned to leave at the same time. Like, if you have been following my story, you would know this. I always say, like, that was one moment of my life that I would never forget. And I was wondering, like, so am I that bad? What did I do wrong? But I cared for you guys, but and I was really, really nice. But guess what? I always say, you know me. I always say, if you want to run a business because you want to run a business, not because you just want to do it out of passion. It is a business. So be it. There is nothing like, but I gave you extra, I pay your daughter's school fees, I do all that. It doesn't work. It is business, okay? And so I was dumbfounded. I knew that, okay, this is reality. Now, the good thing for me was that I understand my craft. I can cut, I can sew, I can draft my patterns. And I had deliverables. All I just did was I had to just, I took time off. I went to my other store across the road. I went to cry. Like, I cried. I felt like, oh no, everything has been taken from me. I felt taken for granted. I felt betrayed. Like, so despite all the love I showed on you, this is what you guys can use to pay me back. But guess what? I just had to get up and wiped off my tears, and then I went back to the store and I started cutting. Guess what happened? By end of that day, at least 2 of them called me to start apologizing. I'm like, why are you apologizing? And they said something. They said it was one of them that, just had a meeting with the rest of them, and they just started talking, and everybody had one thing or the other to say, and that was it. They just decided, and they were like, oh, let's just show her that we are more than her, blah, 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 and that was how it happened. And that is the same story many times. It starts from that one person, that one, it's just like customers. Once a customer is dissatisfied, what does she do? She goes about telling every other person that, oh, this was my experience. Despite the fact that you've been good before, it's that one bad experience they remember, and then they spread. And that spreads fast. The same thing it is when it comes to staff management. You need to be able to understand that. Once you get it straight, that it starts from just that one person that is unhappy, then it spreads to other team members. Now, what is your own role as a fashion entrepreneur, as the CEO, as the manager of the business, as the director of the business, as the case may be? Your role is to understand your team members, understand what you carry, understand that it is a business first of all, and then you can now seek help. Now, what did I do? I'm sure you'll be wondering, okay, so what did you do? How did you come get over it? I told you I knew my craft. That's an advantage. So I got on the machine, did what I could, and I already had sources of tailors. I just called, please get me one person, just like the lady did in the Smart Money RSM movie. She just got help. Okay, who can do the clothes? Even though they messed up the clothes because she had no idea about the craft. But I knew it, so I could direct them, and then we delivered. And for the people that came back, even some of them too, one of them, Amon, came back to beg and all that. I was just like, you know what? No, I'm sorry, I won't be able to take this person. But I learned a lesson. I'm like, okay, so what is it that I did wrong? And I got to understand that I wasn't close to them enough. I did not have that personal relationship with my team members. So that is one thing first. You need to have a personal relationship with each one of them, whether they are your artisans, whether they are your managers, whether they're a salesperson, whether they're a social media person. You need to have that relationship with them. An adage says, and I keep saying, I'll say it in Yoruba, then interpret in English. An adage says that Ajatobari ni tonjuru. Ajatobari ni tonjuru. Towadederi ni tongbo means that something is wrong. What it means is when a dog sees you and wiggles its tail, that means the dog is happy to see you, now. But when that same dog sees you and starts to bark, then you should know something is wrong. There is something off. There is something. That is the same thing you should note about your team members. You understand them. You know how they are. You understand their strengths and weaknesses. You know when something is wrong. You need to talk to them. You need to approach them. Are you okay? Show that you genuinely care. Now, caring is not about giving them money. It's about showing genuine care about them. You notice somebody is not feeling so good. Just like this morning, I was coming in and then I saw one of my tailors and it was on the phone ranting and shouting, and I just had to tell my manager, go and meet him, tell him to calm down. When he came back, I called him into the office, are you okay? And then he said he already paid one guy some money and he didn't deliver, blah, blah. And I was like, calm down. You know how it is, That is how you can show that you care. Do you understand? You notice somebody has been coming late. Oh, are you okay? Rather than just take rash decisions, you're always coming late. No, you need to call them to order and ask, are you okay? There are times when right now my tailors, I would notice one or two people behaving somehow. I have to call them. Are you okay? Is everything fine? And then before you know it, they start complaining. The manager did not give me enough work, and this, that. They gave me alterations that is not meant for me, was meant for somebody else. When you allow them, when you listen to them, it shows that you care. So that really that really helped me afterwards, and it made me close to them. Even when they were not going to work with me anymore, we still had that bond. Even when I had to shut down my 2 stores because some people were stealing from me while I was pregnant and all that, I couldn't really work and I relocated. It was one of them that had to call me because of those good deeds, because of the way I have shown them that I really care for them. See, the honest truth is there is no one way to management style. There is no one size fits all to how you can manage your team members. It starts with you. It starts with you understanding your role, understanding that you are like the mother hen. You are the one that has to take care of every person. You own your organization. There's something called organizational awareness. You need to be aware of your environment. You need to be aware of your organization. You need to understand the strengths of your team members and their weaknesses. Now, how do you even realize that when you yourself do not even understand your strengths or your weaknesses? You need to know that you can always run a SWOT analysis on yourself or a DISC assessment test on yourself. It's there online. Just Google it. I also have a course on it, reflection and self-assessment. If you want it, you can always reach out to me. There is a video course on it that would help you understand these things. Once you know that, you understand how to deal with them. Now, another thing I did was I knew that this is time for real business. Beyond just being caring to them, there are other things involved. I had to take a structure class with Tara Fela-Durotoye. I think that was 2008. I think early 2008 or 2017. I took a structure class with her, and that class really turned my life around. It made me understand the essence of your team members. You think that you are doing them a favor. No, they are the ones doing you a favor. You can't do everything. I'm only here making the video for you because some other people are there working. Do you understand? So you need to understand that they are your people. Tara said something. She said there is a Joseph in every person. There is a Joseph in every person. That means there is a talent. There is something about each of your team members that is perfect for your job role. Do you understand? As long as you are right. So now you need to be able to understand these things. Have the mindset that these people are there to support you. They are there to help the vision to move forward. So you have to show that you care for them. Do you understand what I've just said? So I made a list of a couple of things so I don't miss my points and all that. So that's my own story on how they left and what I did, to rectify that. You have to connect with each staff, okay? And you also, as a manager, you need to take inventory of your own skill set. You cannot give what you don't have, and you don't expect people to give you what you are not willing to even give them. You cannot command respect. You earn it. So how do you earn it? By acting the part. So you have to understand that, okay, for me as a person, how am I slacking in these things, and improve on yourself? Okay, now emotional intelligence is also very key when dealing with staff. It is, in fact, dealing with everybody you meet, everybody, and that is what makes you aware. Now you might be wondering, what is emotional intelligence? How you make people feel. Simple. Do you understand? How you know, it's more about you understanding the other person, putting into perspective other people's views and running it by you. Do you understand? So you need to have this. I have a full course on ABCs of being a fashion entrepreneur. That video course is loaded. It is loaded. It was my students at the Yechosen Fashion Academy that I created that course for, first of all, but I made it such that any other person can get it. ABCs of being a fashion entrepreneur. Everything that has to do with emotional intelligence is there. As a leader, it is a must-have, and that's why you see that all leaders have similar qualities. If they do not have those qualities, they cannot grow, because you need people to grow. So you need to understand these things before you can even think of growth, because if you cannot deal with people, if you cannot deal with your team members, it's not going to work. It's not going to work. Let me give you an instance. Okay, I'm going to share that later. Okay, this is going to be a long video though, because I have lots to say, and so that you can run with it. I don't just want to give you tips and then I want to teach you. I want to give you practical examples of my own real life of running a fashion business, you know. So now, how do you compensate? You also need to be able to compensate these people. Okay, now, like I said, it's not about giving them money, caring for them, and also offering rewards. I'll talk more about that as I move on. Now let's talk about how to deal with good employees. I'm sure you understand that, okay, there are good employees and there are bad employees. So for instance, I was talking to a lady yesterday. I met her in one training like that, and then she just asked to speak with me for a while, that she's currently having issues in her business, in her fashion business, and she needed clarity. Can I please speak with her? And I called her yesterday. We spoke for about 45 minutes, and one of the first questions she talked about was staff. Like, how do I get to manage staff? You know, and I'm like, see, you can't force anybody to stay. It is not possible, and it's not a one size fits all, just like I've explained. And I explained to her that, see, you need to understand some basic things, which I already did. Do you get? So, but it's understandable when you're lost in the old business, hustling and busting, and then you lose yourself. And that is why you need mentors. You need people that can remind you of your purpose, remind you of what to do in cases like that. So now she had a case of a good employee turned bad. I'll be talking about that. So let's first of all address good employees. We all love good employees, but trust me, it takes a lot to have them. And everybody is good. You just have to recognize it and then bring it out in them. So when you have good employees and you don't want to lose them, we have people like that and we just want to hold on to them. Even when they turn bad, we still hold on to them. When you have good employees, you have to just let them understand that, yes, I appreciate your work. I appreciate all your efforts. Reward them. Okay, for example, here in Yecho's Lane, we celebrate birthdays. If it's your birthday, we celebrate you. If you have ceremonies, probably you gave your wife gave birth or you gave birth, you know, we have a way of compensating. We have a way of attending, you understand? We have a way of, probably you have a burial ceremony. We have a way of supporting in our own little way. Do you understand? So all those little things, they count in retaining employees. So you can't keep anybody to stay. It's the environment that you are in that will determine if they want to stay. See, for me, I have relationship with my tailors to the point that even when they leave, they always come in here. Like the good ones will always come in here and still say, oh, I say, make I hail you. You know, when I call them to come and another way of building relationship with them is, you know, you build a relationship with them such that even when they are leaving, you can always call them. Like the lady I spoke with yesterday, she was like that. So at tailors, how does she get tailors? She gets them. I was like, for everybody that comes into your space, build a relationship with them. People grow. Your place is just a step to where they want to become, where they want to be. It's not where they are going to be forever. I tell my team members, you're not going to be here forever. If you even stay here long, I will be the one to chase you out. Come on, oh yeah, move on. Do you understand? Leave, let somebody else come and enjoy the benefits of my leadership role and all that, so that they can also improve on themselves. Run with what you already have. So I said, you have to build relationships with them. For instance, during the lockdown, I had lots of tailors. I had over 10. I had to let them understand, you know, they understood. And, you know, I told them once things are back, I'll call them back. For some, I didn't call them back. Guess what? The ones I did not call back, they still come. They already found places. I still call them when I have bulk orders. So I didn't take lots of staff anymore. I think this year I started with 4. And then whenever I have bulk orders like that, I call them, they come and work at night. Those are the people I use. I've built the relationship such that when I give them a call, they always run. They always have to come because it feels like home. One of them, I called him yesterday. I said, I need a stoner. Get me a stoner. And he was like, he's going to get me a stoner. And I'm like, see, I might still call you. I have some work I want to do against October. Or it was like anytime we call him, it feels like he's coming home. Especially when I tell him, oh, this guy will be around, this guy will be around. Those are the people they work together. He feels that joy, like, yeah, I'm going home. So they find this place like home. So how do you make this place look to them? Do they come to work and then they're tired, like, oh my goodness, look at her again? There are times when I just buy them lunch. I just okay, should we just do something? Yeah, everybody go and buy donuts. Do you understand? Buy donuts, buy Coke from Bonjour. So these are the things. You have to be able to build relationships with these people. They are the ones, that's the easiest way to get tailors. You call them, they get you tailor, like that. That's the easiest way. Just that if you don't keep the relationship, as they are bringing them out, when one of them wants to go, you pack all of them and go. But that still depends on your personal relationship with each and every one of them. So I told her yesterday, I said, you are to build relationships with them. Even if it's not working, you can let them know, okay, it's okay. Now business is not so, is it okay if I call you anytime I have work to do? You call them, you pay them commission, they are fine, they go, everybody is happy. Do you understand? So these are ways you can build the relationships. All right, with especially the good ones that have to go, with the very, very good ones that have to go. It is fine. You recognize their effort, you appreciate them. I've emphasized that a lot. Now, let's talk about when the good ones, those ones you really trusted, and then they started acting up. What do you do? Now, it's as a result of different things. That's where emotional intelligence comes to play. And you as a manager, you need to understand all those things. You are a mother, and whether you're already a wife, a mother or not, the role, the hat you are wearing, you don't have a choice. You have to be a mother by force because you are responsible for so many people. They are using mama for, even if they are not using mama for you, you are the one paying. They respect you. They believe that, okay, you're the one taking care of me, so you owe me. You owe me your care. You owe me your attention. Do you understand? So you are a mother hen. Do you understand? So things like that, when you already notice, you call them to order. Are you okay? Is everything fine? There are times, I know it's not as easy because, for example, for me, I have a weakness. I do not like repeating myself over and over again. Why? Are you wicked? And that's when you start hearing me, you're wicked. Why are you doing this to me? I don't like it. So why are you hurting me? I won't do anything to hurt you. I've never owed you your salary. So why are you doing things to hurt me? Why do you want me to shout? So, but it's many of different things. Don't let's forget, even as women, if you have more of women, our hormones, we go through things. There are personal stuff people are dealing with. Some might be dealing with heartbreak. Some, it could be anything. Some, they lost their pregnancy. Some, but they can't just tell you, and there's no how it will reflect in their work. Do you understand? So you need to be able to have that conversation. Are you okay? How is the family? Is your boyfriend okay? Do you understand? Is there anything? So have that conversation with them. I notice you've been doing this. I've been complaining of late. Is there anything we are doing that is affecting your work? Is it your environment? For instance, I noticed that my team members, the operations team, they've not been productive. And then I realize whenever I enter their office, it's always so busy and talking, cha. And for some of my team members, for example, my tech support needs to calm down and use his brain. I think there is no how. He'll be distracted. The door opening, this one coming, they are opening the wardrobe that has the clothes, those things. It's distracting. And we had that conversation and we're like, okay, what can we do? Can we try and look for another place to put you? Right now, my tech support is in the academy executive class because they don't have classes today. He's right there. He turned on the AC and he's working, and I've been seeing his reports already. So sometimes you just need to dialogue. You need to understand what they're going through. Some, they might not be feeling well. For example, my inventory manager wasn't feeling well, and he didn't deliver. I had to ask him, are you okay? What's wrong? He now said he's not been feeling well and all that. Okay, will you take some time off? My inventory manager, my tech support is overwhelmed. I'm like, okay, I understand. look at, this is what we have been doing. Okay, time management is our problem here. Okay, how can we fix it? Let's start putting timelines and dates to all these deliverables. You need to be able to understand them. You need to understand everybody's role. You need to understand the height of their work. You need to understand the kind of work they do. So that is why you are a mother hen. Whether you do not know how to sew or not, you need to understand that the effort it takes, the time it takes to finish every task, so that you know what to expect. And when they are telling you things, you understand, you can relate. Yes, that is the price you have to pay for wearing the hat of a CEO. And nobody can wear it for you. You have to wear it yourself. You cannot give what you don't have. And you shouldn't expect what you don't have from people. So you need to also help them. Help them understand that, see, I understand that your work can be very overwhelming. I understand that this, that. It might be that your machine is not even working well. And you are forming boss. You're not paying attention. Do you understand? So you need to be able to understand what your team members are going through and help them. Some of them, they might just be tired. They might just need that coaching. The same way you need coaching. When you are down, you need somebody to talk to you. You need somebody to let you know that you are still okay. And you should be able to coach them. I tell them, I'm building leaders. From here, I don't expect you to go and work somewhere else. I expect you to start up something. Even if you work somewhere else, you have to be an asset. And that's why wherever my staff and they say they've worked at Yetro's Lane, automatic employment. Because I try my best, except you are not willing to learn, which is fine. You can't even stay here. You can't stay where I am, because I'm a thinker. I'm a doer. You can't. My team members are hardworking, extremely hardworking. They work extra hours. So if you are lazy, you cannot even stand here. You can't even stand here. So you wear many hats. Some might be tired. Give them a break. Whether you have leave plan or no, give them a break. Yes, give them a break. The same way you also want to have that break. Let's not be selfish. We are running a business. Do you understand? Now, how do you deal with the bad ones that you know that this one, you don't even want any new staff to talk to them because you know that this one does not like me? You need to understand that. Me, I know when you don't like me. I know. My instinct is strong like, it's strong like hard rock. I know, I sense it. I know, but if you are doing the work, I know how to manage you. There's a Joseph. Is that Joseph that I want? I will manage you. But if I see that, hey, this one is going to be very toxic, please, you can't even stay. You really want to say you want to go. I won't frustrate you out, but you cannot see it will be hot. It will be really hot. Okay, so how do you deal with them? You call them to order. Ask them if there is any problem. Let me give you an instance. There was a lady, I said, please get me extra tailor because we are moving to Emba and I need one tailor. She came. I knew it. I did not have that rest in my spirit. I knew something was wrong. I kept asking, please, how many tailors do we have there? Who is that new person that came? I need to see her because I couldn't see her. She was just supposed to work for night and then we retained her. And so I didn't see her that period. I said, I want to see her. And the next thing, I knew there was something wrong, but it took me time, like 3 days. And then the next thing, she sent me a message. I want to tell you something about the growth of business. I'm like, okay. When she came, and I already got a report from their production manager that this girl is very lazy. She will just sit down. She complains about machine every time. The machine is bad. Machine is this machine. Even when they fix it, she'll come late. She took, in fact, just 1 week that we retained her, she has taken 2 days off. One story or the other. So I knew that something was wrong. And then when she came in, I said, oh yeah, see me now. She said, since she came in, the machine, blah, blah, blah. She wanted to implicate my managers. I knew it. I do not like manipulative people. I do not like people that lie. I could tell. I'm like, no. I could not stand it anymore. I was hot the way she was talking. She said, and the students were even telling her to get off from a machine. That they were just talking to her and I said, my own students, my own leaders, never. My own students that I trained the business of fashion cannot talk to anybody anyhow. They cannot look down on anybody because I do not look down on anybody. So that is a lie. Another lie. And then I called the managers. See, my leg is shaking because I was I'm looking at where she was standing right now and I'm feeling like, let me just be mother hen. If not, hello, Joe, please excuse me. And And I just called them, and the lady said it to her front, like, you are lying. Since you came, how many clothes have you made? You are complaining about machine. The guy, they come to service machine every weekend though. The guy still service. Have you checked it? She came 2 o'clock on Monday. I didn't say anything, no. I just allowed them finish and they left. Guess what? By evening, she packed her bags by herself. She left the hostel. Sharp, no time. Yeah, that's it. So what do you do when you have such people? Identify the problem. Know what exactly. Have your facts. I already knew with our report. I already knew that this girl is not delivering on what she's supposed to deliver. I already know something is wrong. Now, if I had met her and then she was a bit, or maybe I can now coach her, So if you can maybe coach them, just encourage them. Like I said, people go through things and you don't know. Call them to order, put them on probation. Like my stone, I had to put her on probation. See, you can't be calling the guy that was there because he's your boyfriend and be telling him to help you do this thing. You're on probation. Just yesterday, I brought somebody else to come and test. And I called her today. I said, you see that person you saw that yesterday, she will take your job from you if you don't sit up. If you keep distracting the person that's supposed to be doing his work to come and help you with your work, you'll be gone. She will take your post. So you just call them to order. You understand? And if they do not change, please hand over the letter. I'm sorry, you can't work with us for now. You understand? If I need you, I'll definitely call you. But be nice. Be nice, because you never can tell when you have to reopen that door. Never forget that. So the fact that tailors, I always tell my tailors, if you want to leave well. Live well. The same way if I want to send you away, I would say you'd have known, would have told you. Do you understand? But I won't even send you out like that. I'm still going to even invite you when we have our end of the year party. You still come. I'm still going to invite you. If it's that same year, I'm still going to give you the same benefits I give my staff at the end of the year. That was the same thing I did during COVID. Now I'm still going to give you. So now I'm just going to round up my whole story because we've spent time, but I'm sure that you've gotten 1 or 2 things. When I teach from my heart. I teach from experience. I'm not one of those coaches that'll just teach on theories, bring Google and just download them. No, I teach you based on experience because I am in the shoes. I can relate. I understand your pain. But you also have work to do. Remember, that CEO heart has many things involved. Mother hen, don't forget that. Okay, so I'm just going to stop here, but let me leave you with tips to manage your staff effectively. Okay, now number 1 tip: hire the right people. Understand before you hire anybody. Understand the kind of person you want, the kind of personality, the skill set you want. Hire nothing but the best. I've been making that mistake a long time ago. Right now, I do not make such mistakes anymore, except for the ones I already made, but I've tried my best to. But anybody I'm going to hire has to be the best person for that role. Do you understand? Now, open communication, please. Like this weekend now, I'm going to have a survey. I'm giving them a form to fill, to give their feedbacks. Then that feedback, I'm going to work with it. Please, allow them to be able to voice out. Allow them to be able to express themselves. Do you understand? Let them share their opinions and ideas. Let them have a voice in your. I don't even decide. I let them. They don't want to decide. They come to meet me and say, I'm not going to give you an answer. Go and figure it out. Go and figure it out. Come and tell me what you come up with. Think like me. You want to have something like this, then you have to be able to do the kind of things I do. You have to be able to make decisions. So I teach them I teach them a lot about problem solving and decision making, and I let them understand the thought process for me whenever I want to teach those, whenever I want to give them answers. So they are getting used to it, and they are used to it. Okay, so now you need to also reward and recognize hard work. Please do that. Okay, your staff should enjoy their work. The moment you don't enjoy it, you are likely to experience what I experienced 8 years ago. Your staff will leave. Okay, never lie to your staff. Tell them as it is. Don't lie. They know when you don't care. Care for them genuinely. They know. They understand it. They know. Have you not worked somewhere? Even if you've not worked somewhere else again before, that'd be nice. How would you feel? Put yourself in their shoes. Do you understand? And remember, there is no one size fits all for anybody. Do what works, but please consider them. Emotional intelligence is very key when running a business. Okay, so yes, I am done. So I just spoke about staff management and retention. Okay, my name is Yetini Akonde. I'm the director of the Yetini Fashion Academy. At Yetini Fashion Academy, We teach the business side, we teach the vocational training on how to cut and sew, pattern drafting, garment construction, fashion illustration designing, and the business of fashion. Okay, so whatever you want, we have lots of courses, lots of entrepreneurship courses for those of you that already started, how to identify your target audience, niching, branding. We have how to start a clothing line, how to start a collection, how to run a clothing line for those of us already in the business but unclear on some things. I also coach people, I mentor people. You can book for my one-on-one consultation and I'll be there for you. And we also have something called the Inner Circle. That's a community of growing fashion entrepreneurs. Okay, so it's just for about a month, not up to a month, and then I train you. It's a group coaching, but you have access to me forever. And then you have access to contents, video courses, and also I have the chance to talk to you and then find out what's up with your business and give you clarity. It's just where you have clarity, where you see people that you are experiencing the same things, and then we all talk in the group and all that. Strictly fashion business owners. Yes, so remember to follow us on all our pages. Yechosen is my fashion brand page. You can learn a lot from the strategies there. And Yechosen Fashion Academy on Instagram for the academy related information, and YouTube channel at Yechosen. Okay, so take care. Let me know if you have questions. Don't forget to comment. Please drop your comments. If you have questions, you can drop it or send a DM. We'll be more than happy to respond to you. Take care. Bye.